Hey guys, this is The Argument with Toddy One Skip. Thank you so much for joining me on my new channel, and thank you for the support that you've given me. I really appreciate it. Guys, when I first started my channel, Issues with Toddy One Skip, and everybody has a story to tell, and when all that started going, I was really following Scientology. And there was a woman that I met who shared her story with me. She wasn't a Scientologist, but she had been part of a family that was a cult. And yeah, it was an amazing story. And she was covering Scientology, and she had a lot of information that she shared with me and that she exposed, and I helped her with that on my platform as well as her platform. And her name was Mrs.J, still is Mrs.J. And yeah, she's been on the ball about a lot with Scientology. So I sat down with her after Aaron got arrested, and we sat down and spoke about that. So let's share in that conversation. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you.
It's so annoying. Yeah, I'm like, oh, sorry.
Nope, it's okay. We know that you're not calling me annoying. So this is The Argument, and this is my new channel. So thank you for joining with me on this channel. Damn.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm glad. It's nice to see you. What's the word? Branching out to different things.
Yeah. But I'm back here in
As
Scientology again, dipping my toes
oh,
back into the water as one of the biggest sharks in the anti-Scientology world is now being remanded in a county facility until his well, it's not going to be until his trial. You seem in the UK, that's what they do. But here it's weird because I watched Dodge Lanson, who's more familiar with the American, legal system than I am. And he too finds it peculiar that it's almost like they're setting an example with AA Ron. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, you're a really good person for me to speak to about this because it has been a. It was the first question that I come up with was a week. Do they do that in the States? Do they put someone on remand just for a week?
So usually remand isn't something that that's not even terminology that I heard before, to be honest with you. I only heard that before when I would watch the UK shows. So we would just hold them until bail. Were they going to be
Right.
bailed out, bonded out, or however that was going to come into play. So he should be, I guess, he had a bail, I understand, or a bond. And I believe that somebody,
Yeah.
I heard Dodge say that somebody lost that
Yeah.
there,
Yeah.
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 And the problem with Aaron is that he pushes the limit. He always pushes and just pushes and pushes. And I know that if Jenna Miscavige was to hear this, she would agree with this because this is part of who he is. This isn't something I'm inventing. We've seen it with him. And
Yeah.
this time they said, well, you know what? Whether you did it or you're not, you're going to pay for it because of your past bullshit, basically. And the chances of you doing this and inciting this and causing this, the second one, which was the foot, getting stuck in the door,
Yeah.
it's more his character than not. I hate to say it, but it's true. And I don't want to pretend like I like Aaron because I don't. I did once upon a time ago. I
You did.
bought into the
Yeah.
person he was until he started talking about what happened in California. And like
Right.
everybody, when you lie, people can see it. And there
Right.
was too much in what he said that I said something is just way off. Like
Yeah.
something is just not true. So I saw which I found it to be an attack the way he threw that blue chalk or whatever it was, cornstarch. I don't care what it was. Putting that and throwing that in somebody's face was more of an attack than them pouring water. I didn't see them pouring water on their feet. I saw them pouring water around a certain thing, but every time Aaron says this happened, like with the guy with the cane in Los
Mhm.
Angeles. I saw as many videos as people sent me, and I never saw Aaron be bumped by this guy. And he says the guy bumped him. Okay, show me. And I had not
Right.
seen one video where he was bumped or jolted. He brings up the thing in California with Juliana. I wouldn't put her name out there except it's been out there. Um,
Mm.
And we see what he said the version was, and then we see the video. And the video is of a woman that's not even half his size, a quarter of his size, that
She's a
he
quarter of his size. Yeah.
throws like she's
She's got a
nothing.
big
She
cut on her
hits
head
her
too.
head and he runs away. And it's some guy from across the street that goes to help her, is what it looks like on that video.
That's
So
right. That's what happens there. Yeah.
whatever Aaron says, he has proven. He brings up the thing that happened in the bar where what was the girl's name? She later married Hulk Hogan, who has now since passed.
Sky.
Yeah, where he
Yeah.
forgets about mentioning the fact that he called her a cunt and all these other things. It was just that they were hanging out and shit. She wanted nothing to
He's
do with him. He harassed her, and it was
he's
only the video that
still
came out.
harassing her. He's
Oh,
still talking
and
about her.
and you know what's
Yeah, yeah.
sad is that, I mean, didn't she just Hulk Hogan just died? Like, what the fuck? Leave her
Yeah.
alone.
He did
She's
a he did a whole thing on that.
Oh, I
He
figured
did
he
a
did. Oh, I figured he
yeah,
did.
yeah,
I
yeah.
figured he did. I figured he'd
Can you
have a
imagine?
field
Can you
day,
imagine if you did
unfortunately.
that to his brother? Can you imagine if you did that about Colin?
I didn't even see the video, but I knew he'd do something about it because
Yeah,
Hulk
yeah,
Hogan.
horrendous. It's just so
And what
so
did Hulk Hogan
disrespectful.
ever do to him? And what did that woman
Nothing.
ever do to him? That woman rejected him. That's what happens when you reject somebody.
Yeah,
Come
yeah.
on. If you're his ego, I really hope, that he is fed some humility in jail because he needs it.
Hmm.
He needs it. It's in my opinion that he needs it.
I don't see. I don't think a week's going to do anything really, apart from
Listen, he can step
probably
on the wrong
if
people's toes and he can get smacked upside the head a few times. That can happen. It could
it can
happen by
happen.
it could happen by a CO. It doesn't even need to happen by an inmate,
Yeah.
but it can happen by, listen, people. It's definitely a place that the
So
thing is,
if you were a juror and you were on the jury, because this is going to go to a jury now, isn't it? We're at that
right,
point. Unless he takes a plea deal, that's what's going to happen.
right,
So
that's
if
right.
if you were to ask your audience, and say, right, if you're a juror and you saw this video, and this video, and you saw the blue chalk situation, how would you find that person? What would you find that person? Because what I've
Well,
found across the whole community is if you're pro Aaron, get over it, it's a bit of chalk. And if you're not pro Aaron, it's who does that?
yeah, it's
Who
aggravated
throws a
assault, basically.
who throws a powder that we don't know what the powder is? Because that man won't have known. We know it's this holy chalk, outside on the
It
real
doesn't
outside
matter.
here.
Nobody
But
needs to breathe
that
that
person
shit in.
doesn't, does he?
And
He doesn't
nobody
know,
needs to breathe that in. Nobody needs to have
right?
that shit thrown all over them.
I mean, he did. I mean, it must be scary. To be fair, I mean, it must be pretty scary because I mean, the guy's in a cult. He doesn't know. All he's been told is this man is awful.
and he is.
Avoid.
And he's
And then this
proven it. He's
happens.
proven everything's proven. Everything is proven.
Yeah.
Just by his behavior.
Hmm.
Absolutely true. I would say exactly the way I started this with, this is a pattern of Aaron's. I don't know
Yeah.
how much is going to be actually seen if they're going to bring in the stuff from the California.
I believe they will.
I don't know what they're
I
allowed to
do.
do. That's what I'm saying. I
Well,
don't
the
know what
thing
they
is, right, the Scientology will be building a massive case against Aaron, whatever, because he has a foundation that's got Jenna Miscavige on it. That is the top prize. He's got the top prize, and they want to topple that top prize. So they will use everything and anything they possibly can to target Aaron and Aaron's family. And I think that's something that needs to be thought about as well. This isn't just going to be Aaron's family, Aaron that they're targeting here. Now that this has happened, and now Scientology will see that they can do stuff to create a moment where Aaron Aaron is in as much trouble as he's in. Are they going to go and then go to Heather? You know, and I worry about those sort of things. I worry about the wives and the children from and the relationships of this man, do you know what I mean, rather than him. Because he's 6 foot whatever, he's at least 200 pounds, he's solid, you know.
I don't know how
He's a
solid
solid.
he is, but
Well, he's done Bushido, so he's got to be, so you know, he's going to be able to hold his own. So I think inside he's going to, you know, he will be able to hold his own. It's just there's nobody outside to be looking after Heather and her family and protect them from Scientology now that he's inside.
well, what would you think that Scientology would do to Heather? I don't think he's been living at home with them. I mean, that's my
Yeah, he
opinion.
lives opposite. I won't say any more than that.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't think he's listen, I don't care about Jenna Miscavige. I have lost all respect for her. I'm sorry
Have you?
for taking him back so many times, and his bad behavior
Mm.
just we can see that his bad behavior hasn't it hasn't gone anywhere, in my opinion. So I just don't have any kind of sympathy for her. But I
You're
would
not
think,
alone.
yeah, but
That is a definite.
I would think that also because of that and the fact that, he's in a relationship with her, I would think he
Yeah.
wouldn't be sharing a home with another woman. Whether they share a
Mm,
home, Jenna and him, or whether he's on his own, that doesn't matter. But I don't think he's sharing a home. So I think if they really wanted, why couldn't they have messed with Heather then, or Heather's family then?
yeah,
There's a
that's true.
big split in the like as soon as the thing came out in California where he said he was in an open marriage, and he got that wrong, of course. That wasn't
Yeah,
that wasn't the narrative. He was cheating on his wife openly, basically. It doesn't mean it's an
yeah,
open marriage, it just means that you were doing it openly. So
yeah.
if we're to
Well,
believe that.
I think now that I think they're now at that point where it's not nothing there now, you know, between them now. I think because he's very public with Jenna now, so I think the wife is still the wife until the kids have finished whatever it is that they're doing. Um, and I think that's what's going on there.
Yeah,
And I
but what I'm
really
saying
hope.
is her family could have already jumped in at this point, knowing that there was this big, crevice, for lack of a better word, between them. That like
Mm,
they probably they know that that their marriage is over. So
mm,
wouldn't they have reached out to her and said, "Hey,
true.
listen, he's making you look
Yeah,
like a
yeah.
fool. What are you doing? He's making." Like, that would be the time I would
I
think his
mean, do
family
you
would
think that
have.
they would? I mean, honestly, you even saying that though, it makes perfect sense that they would have already done that. Now you've
Well,
said that
yeah,
like that as well. Yeah, I do worry
because
about that though, but hopefully she's never going to go back in. So let's hope,
well, I
because I
don't
know
know
her
if her life
family
has
are all
been.
still in. So
But here's the thing: what's her life look like now? And I'm not really speaking for her.
better.
I probably shouldn't have even spoken about this woman, but I don't care for Aaron, and I know that
Mm,
could be a big problem. My problem, I'll be honest with you. He invited me. I think you know that.
mm-hmm. Of
He even said, "Toddy, I'll come on your channel." And here
course
was
he
my
did.
problem with it. My problem was he could make me smile, and then everything's off then, because
Yeah.
he could be very charming, and I don't want to, like, I I would have to be a
And the thing is,
complete
right? The
asshole
thing,
to combat that, to say, "Hey, fucking stop smiling at me. I know what you're doing." I would have.
that whole situation there that we had back then, right? With all of that, because a lot of people won't know even that that all happened. But with when that happened, you look, I had 500 subscribers and he was still coming for me. And he's a channel of 250,000.
Yeah.
Says massively that I was obviously doing something that really got his goat. Do you know what I
Yep.
mean? And I
Yep.
think
Absolutely.
that's what,
Yep.
yeah. And I think that's what he was doing there. So weird how he was
Well,
going for
Gypsy
somebody with
Rose
only
does the same thing.
500.
That's a narcissist. I don't know why people tend to. I don't know, but Aaron wanted to, and I was against it simply
Yeah,
because I knew damn well that my problem. Now, maybe I could do it like this with him, where we're both not showing our face. But I think
true.
that Aaron is my problem with interviewing people like that is if they lie, when
Mm,
is like what am I wasting my time for? Like, if you're gonna sit there, how am I ever gonna prove that what you did in California was wrong?
How are you ever going to prove it?
Exactly.
The thing is with that whole situation there in California, the person who it happened to won't ever talk about it because she was absolutely, it's been horrific what they did. So we'll put the word horrific in, and if you times it by 10, they did it to her and still are doing it to her right now, and that is unbelievable that even continues. And we've, oh, anyway, that's 2 years ago, 3 years ago now, would you believe? Even, but
Wow, yeah, it is. And
yeah, and she's living her best life, enjoying her best life, and I can
that's
say that
awesome.
to everybody when they're listening here, that she's doing okay,
Good,
but
good,
but
good.
what is being said about her still, and all she did was fall for a guy off on Facebook, who, yeah, and that's how all that started. Same with Lindsay, when it happened to Lindsay as well, same situation. They were contacted via Facebook, but
No, I get it, and that's how
he's
it's
not going to stop doing that
exactly. It's through
behavior.
Lindsay. It's through Lindsay that you see exactly who Aaron is.
Yeah.
By if you listen to the words that he used when he was trying to defend
Mhm.
himself in California when that video came out, and then you
Yeah.
saw Lindsay and you know how broken she was by she was
Mm.
being manipulated and played, and
Yeah.
like she didn't matter at all. It was horrible. And I'm not a fan of Lindsay. I mean, Lindsay did me wrong. Lindsay tried to take away my credibility because she had a
And mine.
problem. And that's not a nice thing to do. Don't pick on me. I was there to help. You might not have liked the way I
Yeah.
was helping you, but why
Yeah.
would you even try to fuck with my credibility? I did nothing to you. But anyway, I could see how
Again,
Aaron,
that's another story that we've never told.
yeah, and I don't
That's
want
a
to. I don't
part of
want
our life.
it looks
Yeah.
like she's doing pretty good and good
Yeah, I
for
hope so.
her. And good for her. I don't need to deal with her. I don't wish harm on her. Good for her. You know what I'm saying? And but I mean, through that, you could see the damage that Aaron did, and then went back and did more, and then went back and did more. And you have to say, when are you going to take fucking responsibility for the fact that you like to fuck around with weaker people than you and manipulate them and use them and just have no regard? That is not a man. That is not anybody of good character. And it's the same exact behavior that he did show to Jenna, and that Jenna actually spoke about, but then all of a sudden, whatever, I don't care why they're together again. I don't understand it, but I don't need to understand it. I can lose respect for somebody who doesn't think that their self-worth is more when they do know that. They do know it. They talked about it. So the fact that they're in on something else, that is neither here nor there, except for the fact it does show a pattern in Aaron. And that pattern exists just like the pattern of pushing the envelope too far in in his protests. So, I mean, what I was saying was the whole thing with Aaron was that he just manipulated people that were of weaker mind than him, and he knows that. And if he's somebody that's supposed to be representing anti cult, that is so cult like, and it's not even cult like behavior, it is leader of the cult like behavior. And he played upon that. He did that with, well, just the fact that, his pattern is about controlling and manipulating and making the lives of weaker people worse. That's his power, his great power. By his He's got a nice smile, and again he could be
And a
charming.
wonky beard.
Yeah, and again he could be charming, and that's the thing.
Yeah.
But he
Yeah.
doesn't use it in a productive way. He uses it
No.
in a manipulative way, and it's his,
Yeah.
like, what and somebody's going to clip this thing, so go ahead with it. It's almost like his superpower for evil. So when you put
Yes.
it,
What?
make sure you put the fucking evil in there. Don't just cut my sentence. Superpower for evil. Didn't even fucking take a breath. So anybody clipping that, that's what it is. Um, and and it's bad. And that is
Yeah,
coercive control in your country, and it's taken very seriously in your country, but it
yeah.
hasn't quite gotten here yet. But
This
it's
is
all
this has been very fascinating to watch. You know, on a looking at laws differently, on how law works in the States and how law works in the UK. What you guys, you know, talk about with your law over in the States and what we talk about here in the UK. The sexual laws in the States to the sexual laws here. The
right.
privacy laws in the States and the privacy laws here. And it's really good for us to compare and see how that does actually affect how people perceive all of this and see it all. And I think each state, because you have your own kind of way of looking at things, and that really breaks things up. Do you get what I'm saying? Am I making sense here? Does that make sense?
Well, I mean, like, I can't really compare it to the UK laws, only in
Yeah.
saying that I do know that coercive control, because I've spoken to a few people and they've told me that coercive control is a very serious offense there, where here it's only
Yeah.
being recognized. It's only now
Yeah.
being recognized. And it was the Micah Miller case that I believe that brought my attention to it. But the point is, Aaron is put in a position where he is supposed to, in my opinion, set an example. He doesn't agree with that, okay? But
Mm.
and the fact that he keeps pushing the envelope, this was why he was asked to leave the Aftermath Foundation.
Right.
This behavior continues on and on and on. It's not getting him
Mm.
anywhere but in jail. And this is
Mm.
my biggest fear. He's going to turn this into him being a martyr. He's going to turn it into martyrdom. And there's nothing that is, I mean, I got one of Nora's videos that I want to play, and I was hoping that you and I could respond to, if that would be okay.
Absolutely fine. Yeah. Yeah. Not a
Okay.
problem.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, my biggest thing is that he's going to come out and say all of these sacrifices that he did for the protesting and this and that.
Mm.
And that's my biggest concern, is that he's going to turn it into something other than just fucked up criminal behavior, which, I'm sorry, that's what it is. Like, what does it
Yeah.
take
It's a
to go up against the guy who's half your fucking size, who's not going to do anything to you, and throw that shit in his face? That for what? He had water, and you know he's only doing what he's told. So what are you doing? That's, you know what I'm saying? That's what
yeah.
I'm saying. All right, so
Yeah.
let's
That
go ahead. Go
I
ahead,
think
Mike.
I think those are really, really important points. And with his behavior, but he is the number one for exposing what Scientology is. So we must accept that behavior. Allegedly, apparently. But do you think that's all right? Do you think it's okay to accept criminal behavior by somebody who you have physically seen do said criminal behavior because it exposes the abuses of Scientology? Are you seeing that as an outsider on this? I'd love this to hear from you on that as
So
well. I want to know
absolutely,
what your opinion is.
I see the criminal behavior. I mean, I'm calling it out. I'm telling you,
Yeah.
to me, that's assault. You know,
Mm.
to me, it's it's assault. I don't know about
Yeah.
the foot incident, but I feel like the chalk incident was definitely assault. I didn't see anybody coming and thrusting water at them. As a matter of fact, in my video where I go over it, you can't even see wet footprints on the concrete from somebody having their shoes wet. Okay. And he's walking back, and you can't see the
Mm.
imprint of wet footprints. It would be there even if his shoes were wet, like he said, but he's saying they were soaking wet. And he's saying they threw water on him. They didn't. They poured water. That's true. And but it wasn't on
But
anybody.
he's also said that he's the only breadwinner for his family. You know, don't put him in prison because he's the only breadwinner for all of the family. He needs to be at home looking after his family because he's so. So, what do you think of that?
Okay, so He is the only breadwinner. I'm pretty sure. I don't think his wife has a
Right.
job. Is that true?
I believe you're right there. I think she might have she probably does have something that we just don't know about, to be fair.
Okay, well,
But
they're
maybe
living
not.
in
Maybe she's
Florida.
just home with the kids, you know?
Well, not only that, but I mean, I would think they have some sort of deal because I mean, why isn't she out
Yeah.
talking about him? There has to be some sort of deal, right? She's got it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, why wouldn't he be out? Why wouldn't she be out talking about him? I mean, unfortunately she's made to look just like, I'm sorry, Heather, I don't know you. Aaron has done everything to make you look foolish, in my opinion. That's my opinion. I don't know Heather at all. I said, Aaron has, in my opinion, made you look foolish. Somebody that didn't fucking care about their marriage and allows somebody to treat them like that. And that to me is foolish. And he's responsible for my opinion of that, in my opinion.
Yeah.
In my opinion. Anyway,
Yeah.
but so I mean, we already see poor behavior. Can you imagine being married to that? It's only just one step more, but
And
24/7. So,
what we
but
see is
he
public. What we
right,
see is the public part.
exactly, and it's bad enough. And it's bad
Right.
enough. It's bad enough. We know that Jenna's kid said to
Yeah,
Jenna
yeah.
that we hope that he's nicer to you than our mom. That's a horrible thing for a kid to say. That's a horrible thing for a kid to witness. That's
Mm,
Aaron. But why should that surprise anybody? If you look at his behavior, this is just his behavior. But this is the thing. This is where I agree. I agree. I don't think it's untrue. He
mm-hmm.
didn't say what you said. No offense, my friend, but
Yeah.
he said that he was the breadwinner. Well, I think he is the sole breadwinner for that family. I do. And even if Heather does do something, I guarantee you it's not enough for not in Florida. Florida is a
So,
very expensive place to live. And so, but I
okay.
don't he
My
didn't
next
say
question then, do
but
you
he
think
didn't
it's
say that he
okay?
lived at home. He didn't say he
I've
lived
got,
at home. He just said that he
no,
was.
no, he doesn't.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So do you think that asking the audience to pay your bail, pay for your situation, to fundraise, to support Aaron in prison, do you think that is acceptable to do on YouTube? Do you think that it is a ethical thing to do on YouTube, to pay for somebody's bail, to pay for somebody whilst they're in prison using your account? Do you think that that's a good thing or no?
As long as people know where the money's going, and that's
Right.
exactly where the money's going, people could donate and do whatever they want to do. My problem
Okay.
with Aaron is that I've watched a few content creators. And Dodge Lanzin is somebody who I really like, and he's very fair. I find him to be really fair. And he
Yes.
said that um he said it, and then Nora as well both said that there were two people that apparently got in trouble, and he said to them, take the plea deal. What's the big deal? It's just a misdemeanor. And I've heard him say in the past stupid things like that, and how he says, don't go to your channel to ask for help. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
there's a problem with that, because there you're speaking out of both sides of your mouth. I've never
Mm-hmm.
said to people, hey, listen, anytime I've ever gotten involved in that is one time when there was a content creator who took money for people and then the next day yelled at people. And I said, I apologize to the people that I recommended go over if they wanted to help her. I felt terrible because if
But
somebody got
what you did there is you took responsibility for the error that you made, and then you corrected that error, which is how you do it. Which is how you do it, isn't it? You
well,
have to, if like me, the errors that I've made, I go on and I say I'm sorry there, and I correct the error. And then I say to people, because if people then come back going, well, you haven't said about that, you haven't said you haven't sorted that out. I say, well, it is there. and I have done it. You've now got to go and find it. Well, you need to tell me where it is. I'm like, you're one of thousands of people. Why do I
Right,
have to
right,
stop
right, right,
everything for
right,
you to
right,
go and find the information that I've
right,
already
right, right.
released?
Right. Yeah, no, I
Yeah,
don't have time. I can't do that. I personally
yeah,
can't do that. I am not that person. I put the information out there and usually I can say where a video is
right,
or but
right.
if I can't, I'm not, no. Like I if I already worked on something, I'm busy now. This is my income now. So I mean like
Yeah.
I have to make video. I have to make content
Hmm.
or I just
Yeah.
don't get paid. So, you know,
Well, no, and I'm happy. I'm happy. I can do this as well.
no,
We'll have to do more. I'm. If we can do this sort of time, I tell you what, I could probably do a couple.
what happened? I can't hear you anymore. I don't know what, I can't hear you anymore. Can't hear you. Can you hear me now? Take away the biggest part of me. Ooh, no, baby, please don't go. Do you guys like my elevator music? If you leave me now, take away the very heart of me. Ooh, no, baby, please don't go. Mrs.J, where you be? Where you be? Where are you now? So I don't know what happened to Mrs. J, and I'm gonna probably edit this bit out. All by myself. This is the intermission, guys, at 36 minutes. Gonna be all by myself. Guys, this is just a little bit of a problem here with her and her StreamYard.
Are we on
Yeah.
Nora?
So yeah,
Yep.
whatever she's calling herself these days, we're gonna go.
Yeah.
I don't understand it, but whatever.
By
I
up
mean,
to 1 year in jail.
you know what's really weird is that they both have Gypsy Rose like things. Like she can't figure out what
Hmm.
the name of her website's gonna be. Gypsy can't either. Like weird shit. Okay, let's listen to Nora.
By up to 1 year in jail and up to 1 year of probation and a fine of up to $1,000. Okay. A conviction for battery creates a permanent criminal record.
My problem with Nora is this exactly the way
Yeah.
she's reading it. Like she's reading it like we're idiots. A first degree misdemeanor is punishable by up to 1 year in county jail, up to 1 year of probation, and a fine of up to $1,000. A conviction for battery creates a permanent criminal record. Wow, that's
Hmm.
really something that you don't want on your record because it affects a lot of stuff. That's how I would handle that. But nope, she's gonna like act like we don't understand what a criminal record is.
If a
Yeah.
person has one
What? What did you say, Mrs. J?
Sorry.
It,
She talks down. It's a
she does talk down to
condescending
people. It's
tone.
exactly
Yeah,
it
yeah,
is.
yeah.
It is. It is. That's my
It's
problem
the
with her.
word clearer in her, and that is just as it is. But on that side of it as well, she has been out 20 years, so maybe step away from the word cleary voice. But yeah.
Or grow. I mean, she's saying that she grew and stuff. This is not growth. This is horrible. I don't like the way she talks to her people either. Like she really can be nasty to people that disagree with her. Like she's very
or more prior convictions for battery or a related felony battery charge, any subsequent battery offense can be elevated to a third degree
felony.
felony.
So like okay, so that's crystal clear because I think people could figure out that that means if you were on probation basically and you reoffended that's a lot of problems for you, which is exactly what she's saying here, and that's exactly I guess what the charge is that she's talking about, right? She's no fan of his, but I don't think she wants to get on his bad side either, you know what I'm saying?
Okay. So this is very serious. He also has a second charge. This is why he was remanded, just exactly what I talked about yesterday. So the first
Where'd you go? Let's go, 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 go. Okay. Hello, are you there?
Right, let me do the audio again because it's going to do the thing.
What is it? Are you
Okay, we're
there?
there. Right, we're back in the room. So
Okay.
quick, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, you can hear me. Okay, so Nora, she, in my personal opinion, and what I think personally is stop talking about him because all that's going to happen is drama. All that's going to happen is that's going to be taken to other locations, other chats, other groups of people, all saying the same as what you would do with the Aaron situation. It's I agree with Nora, I don't agree with Nora, I like Nora, I don't like Nora. When actually what they should be doing is saying we're trying to stop tax exempt status in Scientology, you know? And that isn't how Nora operates though, because she's gleeful that the man's gone to prison. She's gleeful about
Well,
it.
he's not gone to prison. He's gone to
Well,
jail. There's a big difference
jail. Sorry,
between the two.
jail.
Yeah, there's just a big difference between the two. He wouldn't go to
Yeah. So,
prison over that.
yeah, jail. So, in your jails, are they sort of six in a room or?
Yeah, so I can only speak about where I worked, and the holding cell, which is Aaron would be in for, I don't, might be a couple days to process him. There's
Hmm,
probably a few people in there with him, and but I don't even think he'll get into general population in a week's time. So
yeah.
he'll be, but I mean, he's not going to be by himself. He'll have, people that are coming in and awaiting, uh, maybe people that can't make their bail. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
people that, and that's where he'll be. But I don't think he'll be in general population in a week at all. So, but
Yeah.
in
But do you
prison,
think he'll just come out in a week? Do you think he'll just come out in a week?
well, I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that that's what they're hopeful for. 7 to 10 days is what Dodge said, but you know, here's the thing. Uh he's in he's in a place and being messed with by people that he himself said have billions of dollars. So if
Mm.
there's anybody that can be bought, there's something that might be going on that he's actually accused people of, I'm sure. You know what I'm saying? Which is
Yeah.
corruption in the government,
Yeah.
especially in Clearwater. Am I wrong? That's why he wanted to run
Yeah.
for what was it, mayor or city council or whatever the hell he was running
Yeah.
for. So
Yeah.
now these are the same people that now have him in custody, basically.
Yeah.
I don't think he's
Yeah.
very popular there, to be honest with you.
No, no, I've have reason to believe that as well. That the police force don't like him either there, because he's a pain in the bum. But but the thing is, there's also the good thing about being a pain in the bum. The flip side of that coin is it is getting out there what's going on in Clearwater, etc., etc. But if you don't follow the rules regarding protesting and how you protest over in the States and the UK, exactly the same, you're arrested. Get over it. That's what happens. That's what's going to happen. And if you break your bail conditions, that's what also happens. But we call it remand, but yours is jail.
Right. Well, it is I said I hadn't heard that expression before, but it is. It's it's kept until hearing or kept until bond.
Hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
but yeah, so it is. It's by all accounts, it's remand. I just never heard the word until watching the UK shows about 20, 25
Yeah.
years ago, maybe 30 years ago. It wasn't a common word
Yeah.
here. Or maybe and I worked in the jails before then. So
Yeah.
anyway,
That's why I
but
had to ask you. I was like, got you on the phone when I can ask you
yeah,
about it.
no,
Right,
no,
back to
no.
Nora anyway. Yeah, this is
Yeah,
really
so
interesting.
but he's not going to be like there. He owes commissary, and that's one thing we didn't do. Like, if you didn't have money, you didn't owe money. You just didn't get your shit. So that's a little weird that that's the case. You know, he was already $40 in the hole. What? Like,
Yeah.
a day after he got in there. Why are they giving him shit on account? Like, that's kind of weird. But let's listen more. No, I think she's listen, I think that Nora's a follower. I don't think she's a leader, and that's too bad. But she needs to then be a good follower, be the best follower you can, and find the best leader that's going to lead you in direction or co-lead. You know what I'm saying? You can co-lead. My problem with her is she screams foul when she is a victim of the same behavior she perpetuates on people. She doesn't like being spoken to horribly, but yet I've heard her talk to people in her comments horribly. Like,
Yeah.
I can disagree with people. You don't have to sit down and shut up. You know, she is just so fucking demeaning that how do you like somebody like that? It's not funny. There's no wit there. If somebody thinks that's a witty act, it's an act, but it's an act of a coward, because in your face, or if you call her on something, she's there's nothing to her, in my opinion. But let's listen on.
Well, it's the Scientology guard gets called, doesn't it? I was brought up in a cult. You know, the classic.
Yeah,
but I don't understand.
Yeah.
I'm not mature enough. I'm going to
I don't know how to
counselling.
behave. Yeah, but I
But
want to.
yeah, I was in a cult.
Yeah,
No,
the problem
20
is
years now. And this
she
is
wants
so
to show.
important that people need to just wake the fuck up about this, because a lot of these people left a very long time ago.
I know that
it's like,
and here she's trying to give advice to people that she clearly hasn't worked out herself, and that's really important.
Yeah. Act like you've already left. Act like you've left. Don't act like you're still in.
Exactly. I agree with you.
Let's go back to, there we go. So the first charge, this is the case that was heard today. There's another charge in there. But the first charge occurred on the 29th of July. The second charge that he's been charged with occurred on the 23rd of October.
Okay. So she's just going over the two cases.
The charges.
Yeah, and that's it. We've been over that. I've actually been over that. I wanted to see if there was anything else. Oh, she's asking for money for her legal defense too. I don't care if people ask for money, as long as they know where the money's going. You know what I'm saying? I just, again, my problem with Nora is that, you know, stop it, Milo. Stop it. She expects people to respect. She expects people to respect her, but she has no respect for people. Again, it's in the way she speaks.
That could be it. These 7 days could be it. He pays a fine. He goes on probation. Okay. Now, I am assuming, and this is based on nothing because I don't talk to Aaron, but I'm assuming he's not going to plead guilty.
I would agree with her.
Right? Because nobody.
Well, the thing is, yeah, but he could do what he said to everybody else and just takes a plea deal. But the thing with that, if he is to take the plea deal, he then goes against his own kind of, I'm in this till the very end to go to the top, you know, with exposing Scientology. So if he takes a plea deal, he's not going to be able to do any protesting.
Well, let me tell you something. I don't think that would bother him, because I think that he would call it protesting from behind the scenes, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Like him sitting there. So I don't think that shit bothers him, to be honest with you.
Have a criminal.
I mean, to him, let's be honest, it was social event. You know what I mean? And stop it, Milo, and getting his face out there. Hang on a second. And getting his face out there.
There we go. We're back.
I don't know what the deal is. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to do this way, but anyway,
I'm so sorry about this.
That's right. Let's listen more to Nora here.
That's a permanent criminal record. That fucks you up for a lot of stuff.
Right.
Voting for.
Yeah, so she's saying that, you know, that's going to screw him up, and he's not going to want it on his record. And I get that. And I get what you're saying too.
You know, property, loans, everything that fucks you up. Nobody who hasn't done a crime should have that on there. So I don't think he's going to plead guilty. Even though, guys, when Danny and Josiah
See, this is the
and
bit.
other people were, I think
This is the bit I'm talking about. And Dodge said the same thing.
Solomon even got detained once. He was like, it's just a misdemeanor. Just plead it out. Who cares? Literally said those exact words.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you see what I'm saying? Like that he's such a hypocrite that
Yeah.
Yeah.
I suppose the bets are on, isn't it? Whether he's going to plead guilty or not guilty. Because at the moment he's pleading not guilty. He's saying he didn't do it. And he's sticking with that. So that would then lead it to trial, wouldn't it? Am I right on that? Because you know all this sort of stuff.
He would he would get out. Chances are he would get out. I mean, I can't imagine him staying there. I can't. But yeah, so he'd get out, he'd have a trial date. I think they said it was in December, didn't they say they had a trial date already? I thought.
I believe so. I believe there's something going on. Yeah.
And then he would have that, and then it would be the decision. Here's what Aaron just fails and needs to understand is that it's because of his behavior in the past that makes him a target for what he is and what's going on now today. You know what I'm saying?
I 100% believe that they will be getting stuff together to say that this is a coordinated hate crime.
I knew
That's
you were
what I
going to
believe.
say that. Yeah, I knew you were going to say that. And that's something that you don't even want. I mean, like you clearly don't want anything like that. You don't want anything said like that, for sure. So, yeah, it's very interesting to see how and what's coming on here.
Yeah.
This is a bad spot for Nora to be stuck in. Let's help her out.
I'm thinking his view of that is different. Also, this is not something I want to be 100,000,000% clear. This is not something I'm doing. Okay. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Professor Kakan. I agree with your statement here. In the USA, equal protection under the law exists in writing, not always in practice. Nora, you have not received the protection under the law that you deserve. I agree. And I'm still fighting that. That's why I'm fighting this case. That's why there's a legal defense fund.
So this is the bit I wanted to go over. Hang on. Okay.
All good.
Okay, hang on 1 second.
And right here, denied, motion to continue, and sustained, which means, granted. It was the motion to revoke bond. And then you can see here the revoke and or release bond. Revoked was there. Defendant was remanded. These are all like everything that happens has to have its own thing. And then the pretrial hearing set, they don't have any.
So everything that happens has to have its own thing.
Oh,
its
like
own category. It's got to have like its own. Everything that happens has to be written down as a separate account of events, is what it is, and that's basically what she's trying to say, and how that's going to be addressed. But it's
I believe that they will 100% bring in other charges that they've been Scientology will have been gathering evidence and being able to go into all of the chats, get all of their information, gather it for themselves to use as evidence about finding him guilty
of bigger crimes.
Absolutely.
And I agree with that, because that's why it has gone beyond, like when Dodge Lanson was talking about how it's gone beyond. Now the state attorney's involved. What the fuck? Like, so you see what I'm saying? Like, it's gotten beyond normal people that should be the people
that are somebody doing skip rope outside the front of a Scientology building.
Available things yet, but they have at least, let me just refresh it again. They have at least put let me go to a different tab.
There's
Let's go back to the final boss here while I refresh that.
Yeah.
So this is the judge, and she doesn't look like she messes around, to be honest. I got to give her that. Pinellas County Judge Kathleen Hessinger.
And that's the judge. That's the final boss that Aaron saw today in court with his lawyer, His lawyer is.
I mean, at the beginning of this, he didn't
Where
even
is
have a
it?
lawyer. We thought he was going to be just sailing on through this. I think he was so delusional that he was going to get through all this.
Well,
That
yeah,
it's
but
really come to bite him on the bum, you know.
well, she says that he has his lawyer's Lee Pearlman. She said, "What? Listen,
On
did you
record
hear
here.
this?
Morgan.
Listen,
Oh, no, I'm sorry. Lee Pearlman.
yep.
Lee Pearlman is the lawyer for Aaron.
There you go. He's got a lawyer.
Yeah. No, they haven't released any of the public documents yet.
He had to have a lawyer because
Had
he
to.
asked for money for it, and he had to show, so that's his lawyer. So he had a lawyer, and he had a lawyer, but he assumed he'd be going home. You know what I'm saying? Like, but that's not what happened. That's not what happened. That's not what happened. And it'd be fucked up if he doesn't come home for Thanksgiving.
There is so much more to that. I mean, I've heard that, you know, his daughter's boyfriend has passed away.
Oh my goodness, I didn't
recently,
know that.
very recently. And he should be home with her. But I just need to not say any more on that because that would upset me. So let's go back to Nora.
Oh, yeah, $75 on his account. There you go, Chris. Okay, listen, anybody can donate whatever they want to whomever they want. This is America.
Absolutely.
And that's very nice of you.
You can hear in her voice she's not very happy, though.
To send him $1,000.
Very nice of you.
And yeah. So that's good. That's good. What happened?
How's
here?
it go?
There we go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
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 So if you guys want to donate, there you go. Now I'll refresh his thing here. And
I think it's I'm ending it.
Oh, it doesn't.
Yeah, so that
by
that
up to
ends
1 year
her.
in jail.
So that ends it with Nora the Destroyer. She's something else, man. She just again, you know, I don't want to get into that with her, but not one of my favorite people. So I don't, you know, I think that Aaron's know-it-all behavior is the problem, and I don't think it's going anywhere. I'm not seeing him getting humbled, but also his martyrdom is what I'm afraid of. I'm afraid that this is going to increase views and increase his people are going to see him as almost like.
But don't you see that that's already there?
Well,
it's already there.
Yeah, but people should recognize this. Listen, if somebody looks at the video critically, they can see. Look at all of the videos. Look at the video.
I know you say that. I'm laughing. I know you say that, but people really don't. Toddy, they don't. They actually think that he is innocent of the things that he's done. They actually believe that, Toddy.
Well, there's people that think
blows my
mind.
mind.
Blanchard has had Munchausen by proxy. You know what I'm saying? And there's evidence coming out. People, I don't think I think that there's a stubbornness in people where they don't want to necessarily admit that they're wrong. And I think there's so much.
It makes a much better person when you do admit you're wrong, though. Because if you hold your hand up, it's like, you know, you go back to the newspapers in the 90s, how horrific they were, right? And they would just make shit up, wouldn't they? They just say stuff, make it up. And YouTube is that 10,000 times over. If you just use proper logic and say what you physically see in front of you, then you have your answer. If you choose to follow someone blindly because you like what they're doing, because they're fighting a cult, brilliant. Let's celebrate the person fighting the cult, but let's not celebrate them committing an offense.
And two things could be right at the same time, and that's why.
And two things can be right.
That's why I think people have the biggest problem is admitting or trying to reason with. Well, how could he be wrong about this when he's right about this? Well, that's the way it is. I mean, people are complex. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he's fighting a cult, but the way he's fighting the cult, could it be better? Could it be more effective in a different way? Would it show better? Would it present better? I think that all of
Well,
that
yeah, I
is
think so.
critically, all of that is a way to critical think about the situation, but you have to be open to the way you're doing it might not be the best way. And when you're dealing with somebody like Aaron, in my opinion, it's his way is the best way. Don't you understand that? And that's what my problem with Aaron is.
Unfortunately, it's a car crash waiting to happen. And it has been for the last 2 years now, isn't it? This sort of are we on 2.5 years or whatever it is now? Yeah, he is
Well, it's almost
charismatic.
it's more. It started in
He's made
November.
it right. He's made it that he's put himself right in the center of being the head of the anti-Scientology movement. But that's not true. But he's placed himself there and people have gone along with it. No, it's just a not true thing. It's somebody who's got a lot of people who subscribe to his channel, but that doesn't make him, a pioneer for the anti-Scientology movement. It just makes him somebody who left Scientology 20 years ago and who has a really big channel because he had loads of super duper things on it that were really fabulous. He was saying super duper things on it for people getting out of Scientology. He's got a massive vendetta against the Mike Rinder Aftermath Foundation. Fine.
Yeah.
And I think, well, if you really, is that more important? Is your ego more important than helping people
Well,
believe?
that's what it is. It is his ego. That's the problem.
Right.
He's a narcissist. His ego is bigger than him, bigger than his bald head. Look at that. His ego is, and he did. I think if he could bottle up the stuff that is his really good qualities, like his smile, his charm, he definitely knows how to speak. He's very comfortable with that. But if you're spewing lies and deceit and manipulations and trying to change a narrative and not taking responsibility for things and acting a way in which you
And
call
it's
out
okay
others.
to get it wrong, Toddy, as well. It's okay to do something incorrectly and try and re-sort it so that you're not doing that incorrectly again. If you've made a mistake, hold your hands up to it. And Scientology, the thing is, another thing people don't really get as well, everything we know, Toddy, Scientology know that and some. It's like they know everything about us because we have been exposing anti-Scientology. They know everything. So I've got it's like they know everything about him when he's not hiding anything. He's not keeping anything secret because they know it all already. All he is doing is protesting outside a building using chalk. That's what he's doing. He's protesting outside a building using chalk. That's really what he's doing. Everything else from that is up to him and his stupidity and his errors, but he needs to just hold his hands up when he does it. He's really what's the word? He's really on the fly, he's really impulsive. Yeah, he's very impulsive, and those are the things that gets him into trouble. Those impulses are the things that really gets him into trouble. He's unable to manage those impulses and he's got himself landed in prison. He's now going to have to dig his way out of that prison situation, which I 100% don't believe is going to happen. I think he is absolutely stuffed himself stupid unless he gets a plea deal. Honestly,
well,
I think
I
he's
guess
stuffed.
we're gonna have to see what happens. It's only gonna be, it's a matter of what, 4 more days now? How many more days is it? When was he arrested? Let's see.
Was it Thursday?
I'm gonna see. Let me see.
Hello. Sorry, my
Well,
rabbit's
we
just
just
gonna
had
say
that
hello.
video up of Nora that just said it. So let's
Yeah.
And
add
up
it
to
back
1
up
year of
here.
probation
So let's
and
just
a
see.
So the funding that Nora's putting out for her
granted.
channel,
Is what?
this QR code at the top of the screen here and stuff, right? So
Yeah,
this
for
this
legal defense.
so do you, I mean, again, on your
It
sort
was
of
the motion to
legal
revoke.
army prison knowledge and stuff and
Right.
things like this regarding all that, do you think that ZDT is even slightly going to get out of prison on this one?
So I don't, I was not a lawyer. I was a commissary manager in a jail. So he got arrested on the 13th apparently. He was
Right.
on the 13th. So it's
Yeah.
already, what is it? It's just the 16th. It's 3 days now. So I haven't caught up with ZDT.
Yeah. He's actually in a mental institution at the moment.
No. Is he? When did he get
Yeah.
there? Who's running his channel?
Well, he was running it
From the institution?
so I'll be interesting to see when that last video was done, because he
gonna
went on
look
the
it up.
run.
He went
So
on
he's
the
been on the
run?
run for about 10 days.
And now he's in the institution, or he is
Yeah.
on the run? Oh, so they
Yeah.
caught him.
Well, no, he wasn't caught. He just told the doctors, so that when he was meant to go to court, he wasn't there. He just sent a doctor's note saying he's in hospital.
Really? Okay, so let
So
me
he's
look. So it was a year ago that he put up a video per se, but 2 weeks ago, I guess he put up. It was 2 weeks ago he put up video about the hurricane Melissa.
that was the last day. That was the day he went on the run. That was the day the warrant went out for his arrest, and he was it was $500,000.
Wow, that's $500,000, man. No matter how you look at it.
Yeah.
Wow.
And he put himself into hospital 2 days after his warrant. Excuse me, coughing.
Wow.
2 days after his warrant was put out, he went in and put himself in hospital. And from what I hear through the grapevine, is he's still in hospital. And he's been in, I think, about 2 weeks, not quite 2 weeks, whenever Melissa was.
Oh, okay.
The hurricane.
Okay. Yeah, so there's an update 5 days ago from Dodge. I haven't seen yeah, I don't know what his charge is. Like I haven't watched CDT. I actually kind of detached myself from him.
Yeah.
Simply
Yeah, that's
because
fair enough.
I mean I gave him credit for how he helped me with my channel, but I
Yeah.
just couldn't support some of the stuff he was doing. I couldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
I tried.
and well, this is, we've all been there, haven't we? Where we've gone on really supportive of this person, and actually they're not that great. What I can do then is, what we should do for the ZDT. This is maybe a nice taster for your audience. We will do a whole show on that, because a lot's
Enlighten me.
happened.
So, okay, I would love to
A
do
lot's
that.
happened there.
He gave me the confidence to do my channel. Yeah, he only gave me 22 subscribers, to be honest with you. But he said to me, just do a video every day and use Canva for your thumbnails. And I thought to myself, that sounds easy. And then he said, and you can use my thumbnail this one time. And then I reached out to him after I had like 1,000 subscribers, and I said, I just want to tell you, thank you. And he was like, yeah, people think I'm a horrible person. I'm not. And that was really the last time I corresponded with him. And it was only those times, it was the fact that I had taken a thumbnail that I didn't know was his. And
Well, please find yourself over on my channel. I have done a series of videos on the adventures of Zero Dark Tony, and where he's been this last couple of weeks. I've done a whole load of shorts on it,
okay, I will do.
in only the way that I could possibly do it, which is through the use of music.
So I want to thank
Okay.
you so much for coming on the channel and talking this over about what's going on with Aaron Smith Levin and what it looks like to people over there, what it looks like to people over here. And we're going to continue on with this because
There's so much to talk about on it.
and I want to know. I want to know, and we're definitely going to do with the ZDT and all of that. So I thank you again.
Yeah, no
Jay.
worries.
It's always
No
a
worries.
pleasure, and I thank you.
And I'm sorry it all got a bit funny at the beginning, our speaker situation, but I'm glad we could finally have a catch up. And we'll have a proper catch up as well.
Absolutely.
But yeah, go over to my channel, I'm Mrs. J, or the one and only Mrs. J. And
I'll
have
have
a
the link
look at
below.
my
Yeah,
silly channel and what I
and I'll
get up
have the
to.
link below as well. And
Oh, thanks.
and Mrs. J
Yeah.
put up a lot. She exposed a lot of things that wow, she went through a lot too.
Did.
A lot of I know how
Abuse.
I know exactly. I know how Aaron spoke about you. So guys, that was it. That's Mrs. J. Please check out her channel below. It'll be in the description. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. And remember, anything worth anything has to start with a good argument. Take care, guys, and thank you.